and began to practice law at Durban, South Africa. In 1893, reading the reading Bhagavad Gita, Hindu scripture, and the social, gospel, and pacifist message of love, I mean, the turn the other cheek for Jesus in the Testament, along with the kingdom of God is with you.
No international communications. When there was no mobile, no telephone, international telephones, the British people did not like Indians actually to be educated, and especially educated in England. There was so much of discrimination that the Indians could not travel where the Britishers were traveling in the same compartment. They could not eat in the same hall where the Britishers were feasting. But some of the rich Indians, like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, these people, with their influence of wealth, went and studied in England. And most of them actually were doing law because law was one of the enriching profession everywhere, even today.
Lawyers make money.
Make money. After his completion of law, uh, while he was studying there, he was like one of the normal like us. He drank, he was non-vegetarian, he danced, but of sober nature, with humility, with moderation. He was doing all those things. While he was traveling back to India, he was pushed out of the train not to travel with the whites. And when he went to Africa, he found that African skin color was dark and they were being very badly treated there by the colonial rulers there.
Right.
Something told him that I must rise and stand up for saving the humanity. So he met various people there who were influential and wealthy. They were all afraid because they were doing good job, and wealthy people were being looked after by the colonial people because they were actually giving a lot of revenue to the Queen's treasury. So he could not find his support there. Only the people who did not have the have-nots, they were ready to be with him.
Right.
But the people who had wealth and strength did not support him.
Right.
He did not know what to do. He came to India, and when he realized that almost similar slavery was in India. The farmers did not have, freedom to take their crop home and sell it. They would have to sell to the, traders which were appointed by them. There was no freedom to study and free education, all that. And he found that India was reeling under poverty, slavery, types of diseases which were spreading, the ignorance. He threw his tie suit coat and said, how the Indian masses live, I would live that way, and just cladded in one lion cloth. And there he started its strength. This is Sabarmati river, and we have got Mahatma Gandhi's ashram called Sabarmati Ashram. He lived in this hut. That is the residence. That is the residence Hriday Kunj, which means where the heart of Gandhi lives. He named it Hriday Kunj, where the heart of Gandhi lives. believe it now, you need to be successful in life, you need both those who have wealth, those who have strength, and those who do not have nots. So you must in life always seek company in the spiritualdom, company who have everything and who have nothing.
Yeah.
They will support you and they will be your disciple. Correct? Those who have not will be your followers. And those who have will support you in your steps to move up and fund your ventures. So there was no communication. How would he talk to people? How would he give the message? So Gandhi started his foot journey from the length of breadth from north to south, east to west of India, meeting almost every person on his way and villager and rich people, and talking to them in very humble way. In time to come, Gandhi was having the crowd which filled up miles of roads when he was walking. People were following him for miles together. These were the strength. When the British Empire saw his strength, that when he moves everywhere, people are following him, they imprisoned him. He was imprisoned on every small excuse and was sent to Andaman Island, which is called the Blackwater prison. You cannot come back to the mainland, and we have a prison cell which is only this much to sleep. There is a little hole for oxygen, and there is a little hole in the door for giving you the food. And you are given weekly bath, once a week shower. That's all.
Wow.
There, his spiritual strength started rising, and he was meditating. He followed the path of Gita, Krishna, Lord Krishna, reading it and writing it continuously, and sending his handwritten chits outside, which was read everywhere. He loved almost all community and religions and went with their feelings together. He did not start any sect, any religion, anything like that. His slogan was, British must quit India and we must get back India to Indians. He was beaten up many times, his clothes were torn, and he tore up his law degree. He says, I am uneducated. Somewhere in 1944, he was called for a round table conference in England, where there was a conference. All Britishers were well clad, well dressed, as per the decorum of the meeting. Gandhi went in the chill of winter in only one cloth.
Wow.
And they told him, Mr. Gandhi, you will not be allowed to attend conference in this dress. We have a dress code here. So he said, fine, you invited me, I am going back. And he quickly turned and started going back. Thank you very much. Then they realized, this guy has so much of strength, we have imprisoned him so many times, and he goes back. Gandhi just turned back, meditated, got connected to the power, and there was a call. Mr. Gandhi, turn back. And they quickly decided, we can't let him go. He must be here to discuss what answer we will give to the higher hierarchy, the queen, what has happened for this, what is the outcome of this meeting.
Right.
So he was called, come on, sit down. He sat down. He says, anybody else will attend meeting? Or he says, I am big enough to answer the Empire, British Empire. The one man is I would only request that please put your questions to me. Give me time to think over, and please write down, record all what I say. I do not want you to make minutes of this meeting in your way.
Right.
Whatever I say must be recorded, and it must be that way communicated. If you do any changes in my statement, I will say that integrity of Britishers is now to be doubted. So far we don't doubt. Meeting took place and he alone shook the people who were sitting across, something like 18 of them. Single person shook the thinking of everybody. That is the power of truth. That is the power, that is the energy which you get when you get connected to the supreme power. He experimented with that truth and he experimented with super energy. And I'm glad, I'm very proud to be with you when all of you are connected and believe in his fundamentals of humanity, the truth, the super energy which you are connected with. All of you are Gandhian in my philosophy. And all of you would have to do something for humanity before we perish from this universe. In 1946 was such massive agitations that the British felt that perhaps they would be eliminated physically, they'll be killed here physically. And this movement, this revolution of Gandhi is so contagious. It is spreading this fire in other colonies in the world. They say that sun never set on British Empire. Somewhere the sun was there during their time. If it was night in here, the day was somewhere else, wherever they ruled. What happened then? 1946 was such massive aggressions that they themselves thought there are two choices for Britishers. Continue living here and get killed, or do a treaty with Indians. And the Britishers played a game, divide India into 3-4. Pakistan was separated from India, giving a Muslim statehood. India was then coined the word Hindu Rashtra, Hindu nation, which was wrong. Separately, Bangladesh, East Pakistan was created, and little portion on top, Burma was created, Myanmar was created, India was divided into 4, so that all these neighborhood will keep fighting, pricking, and we would be dependent on their weaponaries. They will support all 4 states outside, all 4 countries outside India by supplying weapons, military goods, so that India will never be at peace. And we will start infighting and will invite British to come back to rule us. Please, we cannot rule the country. About 300 years of rule to this country by the Britishers. We adopted their constitution. A lot of Indians who fought for their life, for their wealth, almost every family member from every family was killed. They said, no, Pakistan, India will not be divided. They were against Mahatma Gandhi because Mahatma Gandhi said, there's so much chaos has been created at the imaginary border of Pakistan and India that Indians are being driven out, non-Muslims are being driven out from Pakistan to India and other way around from India to Pakistan, and bloodshed is taking place. He believed in non-violence to the core. non-violence to the core, which means your voice must not be violent, your thinking must not be violent, your eating habits must not be violent, your intent must be peaceful and loving. With these things in his mind, he said, okay, no bloodshed, stop this bloodshed, I will die, will not eat food unto death. And he went on fasting for 31 days. In the history of this world, nobody has fasted so long. He became fragile. Finally, he said, okay, divide India. Let the peace prevail in both the countries. India was divided, unfortunately, which the border problem still continues even today. This was not liked by many people. The universe has got way of eliminating souls.